Well, it happened. Costco, folks that work at Costco have authorized a nationwide strike. This affects about 18,000 workers at Costco. Don't know if they will be going on strike or if it's a negotiation ploy, but as a loyal Costco follower, I could not imagine Costco on strike. It would severely dent where we go shopping for various things. So again, authorized strike nationwide. We'll see where this goes, but I did not expect to read that this morning. We did have some very interesting information from Stanley Druckenmiller. If you don't know who he is, do yourself a favor and look him up. He has been a world-class investor for the better part of 49 years. Stanley Druckenmiller was quoted yesterday as saying the following: CEOs are somewhere between relieved and giddy that the Biden administration is over and the Trump administration has started. On top of that, Stanley Druckenmiller said, we are going from the most anti-business administration to the complete opposite. Again, folks, these are some of the things that we have been talking about for the last 30 to 45 days. We are seeing more and more business surveys. We saw it in the JOLTS report. It looks like the American business environment is encouraged that the Biden administration is over and the Trump administration has started. It's only been about 24 hours or so, but according to Stanley Druckenmiller, the CEOs being giddy, I thought was kind of an interesting choice of words. On top of that, there was a report highlighting that 32% increase in business confidence. We've also been talking about that for quite a while. I shared with you right at the end of the year that a lot of the executives that I were working with, or that I know, I should say, executives that I know, had to throw out their 2025 plans and restart. So let's see where this positive energy goes. Again, I'll be looking for it most likely in the JOLTS report. I think that's where we will see it first. But yes, lots of stuff going on. We did get an update from Mike Simonson, a wonderful follow on X. He also has a YouTube channel. I follow him on X. He does the weekly summary of housing data. And lo and behold, the summary of this week's information is quite simple. 7% rates are taking a toll on demand. Well, you know that I unfortunately have called for rates to average 7% for the year. I don't know if that will happen, but that was my call. I need to own that. But yes, demand is squashed. So what is happening? Pending contracts, right? This is the first sign of housing transaction is a pending contract, down 10% year on year, right? They look at week on week, and it's down 10%. Now, some of this undoubtedly is likely weather related and things like that. Texas is cold, the South is cold. But yes, a meaningful drop in pending contracts. Active inventory is up 632,000, up 1.25% week on week. That is interesting because historically inventory doesn't build for the country until February. We just had a week-on-week growth of 1.2%. What does that mean? Demand is being squashed. And again, remember, folks, not only am I calling 7% rates, but sub 4 million transactions for existing home sales. So we shall see. I talked about inventory being up 1.25%. It is up 25% year on year. Lastly, pending home price. Again, pending home price is an interesting one because you don't really know what houses go into contract for. But yes, 375 up 0.5% year on year. So again, what does this all mean? Well, quite simply, the buyer's market that you and I have had for the last 4 months continues. More inventory, longer days on market, easier and easier and easier to find motivated sellers. But remember, It is your job to find the motivated sellers. Sometimes, rarely, they raise their hand and scream. Most of the time, you have to write offers, follow up, write more offers, follow up. You know the drill. I did read a very interesting stat about the U.S. government. Don't know if this is true, but hey, it's on the internet. It's got to be true, right? I don't know, but I thought it was interesting. According to what I read, the U.S. government owns 7,500 vacant buildings. Vacant. 2,200 partially vacant or empty buildings. So, I am no genius, but if there are 7,500 vacant, let's call it 8,000 vacant buildings, those vacant buildings likely still have insurance, likely still paying utilities, energy, taxes, all of these things. What if, I'm just saying, what if we sold those buildings? Now, in fairness, I have no idea. I'm going to guess the government owns them free and clear. I can't imagine they're being dead on them. But again, I don't know. If they were going to sell some or all of these buildings, they would likely go for fire sale prices, probably land value, maybe tear down value. But heck, I don't know. Sell half of them, see what happens. I don't know. It just seems kind of wasteful to have 7,500 or 8,000 vacant buildings. Got an interesting report out of Redfin. Redfin's given us more and more data about December, and wow, was December surprising. At least it was for me. In December, posted the biggest gain in home prices for the year. Yes, home prices were up 6.3% year on year in December. Median home price clocks in at $427,670. For the first time since 2022, prices were rising in every major metro. That includes Austin and cities in Florida. I thought that was pretty interesting. So there you go. UBS CEO has a warning for all of us. Interest rates will not fall as fast as expected if tariff stokes inflation. Again, folks, I think what we're going to see with tariffs is a lot of saber rattling, a lot of noise, just good old negotiations getting to fairer trade. Yesterday, I highlighted two things that I am watching. Again, what I'm watching for in the next 30 to 90 days are both oil prices and the 10-year note. So let's take a look at them 24 hours later. Oil is down $2 roughly to $76. Again, my call is $60. But again, oil down. And again, I'm not calling $60 in 90 days. I'm calling that as the low for the year. But we shall see. And interest rates are down noticeably, down to 4.57. I think we're going to have a tug of war between 4 and 5%. I think the economy and real estate fundamentally react differently if the 10-year is 5 or if the 10-year is 4. I think it is really, really simple. You get a 10-year note at 4%, you could have mortgage rates at 6. You get a 10-year note at 5, you could have mortgage rates at 7.5, something like that. So again, I think this is really important. Cushman and Wakefield has done some reports on office vacancies, and I got the top 5 for you. San Francisco, 34.2% vacant. That's 1 in 3. That's frightening. Seattle, not much better at 30%. LA, 31.8%. Austin, 29.8%. And finally, rounding out the top 5, Minneapolis, 29.3%. We did get some earnings today that I thought were worth talking about. The first one being Dr. Horton. Dr. Horton came in with a big beat top line, beat bottom line, increased their stock buyback. I did see in their numbers kind of certainly a yellow flag, maybe a red flag. Unsold inventory is up to 10,400 units. That is a 16% increase year on year. That is significant, in my opinion. What does that mean for the spring selling season? I suspect D.R. Horton is going to have to do pace over profit, aka discount, buy down points, this, that, and the other thing, to move more and more inventory in the spring selling season. So if you're lucky enough to be shopping for a new home, I would write a disrespectful offer. I want to remind you, I am currently sitting in a home from a builder that we got over almost 2 years ago. And we got 6-figure savings. We got a 30-year fixed loan, sub 5%. And to cherry on top, we got 10 grand in closing costs, plus no lot premium and all these other things. To say, what am I trying to say here? You can negotiate. You can negotiate hard with builders. Some of you think you have to pay retail. You do not have to pay retail. We also got earnings from Charles Schwab. Beat top line, beat bottom line. I was shocked to hear or see or read that Charles Schwab has 10 trillion in client assets. On top of that, it looks like Charles Schwab added 1.1 million new accounts, which is quite impressive. That's a 23% increase. Fifth Third Bank. Again, one of the things I'm very interested in this week is the regional and smaller banks. They missed top line, missed bottom line. They did see a slight increase in net interest margin, but yes, Fifth Third Bank missed. Next up, Guaranty Bank Trust did beat top line, bottom line. They are looking to capitalize on their strong balance sheet for both loan growth and M&A opportunities, mergers and acquisitions. I think 2025 is going to see a plethora, a significant increase now that the change at the SEC. It did look at Guaranteed Bank that their loan portfolio contracted 8.2%. Okay, what does that mean? It means they're having tighter and tighter loan conditions. That's what it means. They're only lending to the, frankly, people that probably don't need it. They're taking more down payment. They're just not doing as many loans. And then finally, 3M, they beat on revenue slightly and beat on earnings slightly. So there you go. Do want to highlight that our Vegas tickets are going fast. Remember, folks, this will sell out. It will be done and gone probably this week. We now only have 41 tickets left. 41. Two VIP tickets left. So again, if you want to come to the event, please buy your tickets. Go to Eventbrite. Get them today. We're selling faster and faster. I look forward to the day I don't have to bring it up on this show. But yes, let's sell out the final 41 tickets. Don't miss out. I understand if you can't come given scheduling, go by the virtual event. The virtual event, both of those will give you access to the recording once it's done. So again, go get those. What else do I got for you? Oh, let's close with Joseph Wang, friend of the channel. Joseph Wang, Fed Guy 12 on X or Twitter. He is saying that, remember, folks, remember, the market will react much faster than the economy to big tariffs. And if we have big tariffs, there will be big declines in the market, meaning the stock market, and that will force the Fed to cut. Joseph Wang does see a significant series of cuts this year. He is basically highlighting, folks, watch the dominoes, see how the dominoes fall. That could lead to rate cuts. I will stand on my position that we will have 0 or 1 rate cuts this year, preferably 0. But hey, Joseph Wang is a rock star. He is the man. First guy I know to call the crash up, so I appreciate his support. Folks, if you're still watching this, do me a favor, hit that like button, subscribe to the channel. And again, one more time, buy your tickets to the Vegas event, 41 left. And of course, join school. There is no better way to spend 67 pennies a day than getting around 350 amazing people all going the same direction. Thanks, folks. Take care. Have a great day.